Okay, my Tubies and my Teletubbies, we are going to move on to part two of relationships and marriage in the 21st century. Is it worth it? Join in with this tantalizing topic with me, myself, Sheila True Love, Honey Be Cool, and Dee Dee. Here we go.
What are some of the things that are deal breakers for you? For me, I have smokers in my family, but I don't want to live with a smoker. That's definitely a deal breaker. And someone that has young children, I don't want to deal.
Okay.
Teresa, you know me. Tell me what are my deal breakers, Teresa?
Your deal breakers are a non-believer of Jesus Christ. That's all our deal breakers, I'm sure.
Yes.
We don't need no atheists here.
Yeah, somebody on Satan's team. I ain't trying to go that route.
Yeah. Believe in something, okay? It don't even have to be what I believe in.
Cheating on me once. You don't get a second chance. You don't get a third chance. That is something that you can't come back from. When I date a guy and we're talking, like the third date, maybe whatever, I let them know straight out the gate. That's something you can't come back from. Because sex, to me, sex is sacred. We know what an orgasm is. That's spiritual. That's an out-of-body experience. That's passionate. That's so special. How are you going to sit here and share something like that with someone else? No, you can't come back from that. Because first of all, for me to be sexual with you, that took some doing. That took some doing to get Sheila True Love in the bed. And then when I let my guard down enough to be that passionate and that vulnerable with you, and the orgasm thing going on, I'm like, nah, man, you actually did this stuff with somebody else? What you did before you met me, that's one thing, that's fine. But after having been with me, and you could go and whip your penis out with somebody else, I don't care whether it's oral sex or anal or vaginal, I don't care. You had an orgasm. That's spiritual. That's you all know what an orgasm is. Come on now.
Oh, of course we do.
Are you going to share that special thing like that with someone else? Are you crazy? No, you lost your mind and you can't come back from that. Huge deal breaker.
Right. Dee Dee, what are some of your deal breakers?
Well, she nailed it right there as far as with the cheating.
Yeah.
I don't handle that very well.
Yep.
I just don't handle it well.
What about before you get into a relationship? You meet a man, what are some of your deal breakers upon meeting him? Like I said, mine was smoking. If he smokes, I don't really want to be bothered. And if he has young children, I don't want to be bothered.
Okay, for me, it's a bragger. I can't stand a bragger.
I
can't stand a bragger. I really can't. It's okay to talk about something.
You mean to say I can't tell you about my this to that, the this to that?
No, you can tell me, but some people take it too far.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Including the rims on their cars. You know what? I can barely see. What do I care? It gets us where we gotta go, right? So, I don't like people that boast about everything. We all have things. I'm not out boasting about what I have because it's for me. It's for me.
I know.
Another thing is lack of communication. We got to be able to communicate. Without communication,
absolutely.
Anyway.
Yep.
Lack of.
And you know what? What I found was that like a lot of men don't communicate well. Okay.
Well, they do in the beginning.
Find one that communicates really well. He talked too damn much for me. Talking to somebody recently. Oh my God, this man talks so much. I was like looking at the phone, like I would go and do something else. I come back, he's still talking, and I'm like, really? Oh my goodness! It's like I get one or the other. I don't get anything in between. I get a real talker that tells you about everything, wants to teach you everything, or I get somebody that's quiet and I'm pulling teeth to talk.
Oh yeah.
Is that a deal breaker? Is that a deal breaker for you, Teresa?
Talks too much. It's a deal breaker for me because I can't get anything in.
Instead of just telling him, honey, you know what? Maybe you don't have to tell me everything you're thinking. You think? Maybe.
I don't think he will comprehend that. And what I do is I just tune out, and I look for that spot to say, okay, got to go, and I look at my phone. It's been like an hour and a half and he hasn't shut up.
Really? But what does he be talking about? See, I don't mind a person who's a talker as long as they're educated.
One subject to the next without even breathing.
Is it educational though? Is it useful?
Well, it can be educational.
I love it.
Usually talkers are pretty smart. I don't agree with everything they say, but he doesn't even give me a chance to rebut if he says something that I don't agree with. He just go on to the next subject, and I got to go, wait a minute, when you said so-and-so, then here we go again.
That's what I used to do with people who talk like that. I always have 3 minutes. You get 3 minutes. I have a timer. You get 3 minutes uninterrupted, and then I get 3 minutes. How do you feel about that? I asked him, how do you feel about that?
I think that would work, but I don't know. I get turned off.
I don't think I would like that. That just seems
I get turned off.
Yeah, programmed. The flow got to be natural.
It got to be.
And I don't mind a guy that talks a lot as long as he can keep it interesting. As long as you can keep me interested and let me get a word in, of course.
Yeah, well, that was my problem. He wouldn't let me get a word in. Yeah, and then some people tell a joke in the middle of it, and they got to tell me, hey, yo, T, that was a joke. And I'm like, oh, it was.
Now, they don't know how to tell a joke. They got to tell you they told you a joke. Come on.
No, he's been talking so much that I tuned out that he told the joke. I missed it because I'm tuned out.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, those are my deal breakers. Like when I'm dating someone, what is my deal breaker for dating? A deal breaker for dating. Let me think. What is a deal breaker? I don't want nobody on Satan's team. There's only 2 teams. You're either God's team or Satan's team. That's the way I see it. I don't want nobody who. Oh, you know what is a deal? I'm gonna tell you straight out the gate. Here we go. A wandering eye. We're dating, and every time you turn around, he's looking at this woman. He's looking at this person. We're all human beings, and we all look, as we have to admit. But we look as in a glance. Like you may look at somebody and say, wow, nice. And then you look away. Not when you sit up here and you look and you get stuck and you try to sneak it and stretch your eyes all the way over here. Anyone who has a wandering eye, I automatically know that's a cheating bastard. But we're dating. Let me see if you have a wandering eye. I don't mind. Go ahead and glance. I glance. I'm sure you do too. Right. But there's a certain level, come on, there's a respectful way to do things.
Yeah. Another turn off for me is that right out the gate, if you start talking sexual, if everything is sexual, it's just a major turn off. Yes. Oh, you got beautiful lips. You're so, I don't mind the beautiful stuff, but when he makes it sexual, like, exactly. I wonder how you are in bed, or, y'all know what I'm talking about. I got to give you any examples. Yeah. Everything you talk about is that you FaceTime with them and they're tonguing you down, all doing all that kind of stuff. It's a turn off, men. It's a turn off. Okay, at least for most women.
What about sending you dick pics? Those. What are those eggplants? They send you pictures with the eggplant, or
I got a dick pic this week. Right, D? I sent it to her.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time? Right. Did you have a good time, ladies? Did you have a good time?
You had a good laugh.
I'll send it to you later. Sheila, I'll send it to you later. I forgot. I meant that. I wanted to put it up. I wanted to put it as my background.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you would not. But was it laughable? Dee said she got a good laugh from it, so it must have been laughable.
No, it wasn't. It was a nice piece of work, was it not?
Whoa. Oh no, it was nice, but it was laughable because of the way the picture is. Your choices.
I see.
Don't say it, Diddy. Don't say it because this is going to be public.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes, I'll send it to you, Sheila. I'll send it to you.
That's what
it was funny.
Yeah. Send it.
Yeah. Can I say something?
What?
One more thing I don't like say when you meet a man for the first time, if he's over aggressive, Y'all ever met a man that was over aggressive?
Yes.
Yeah, let me tell you, one time I was sitting outside, along the park. So this guy, he comes by. Oh, hey, you're beautiful. He snatches my phone out of my hand. Oh, I want to take you out later. I said, I'm going to give you my number. I get my phone back. I said, oh, I live in Brooklyn by myself. Here's my number. Call me. We can get together. It's like you just fully took charge. You didn't ask me anything. You know what I mean? That's a turn off. So of course they're going to call me.
Yeah. That's not only a turn off, that's frightening.
Yeah, that is. I think I would have had to call the police.
What are you telling? Yes, I was like, oh my goodness, no, he didn't do that.
No. Yeah, I'm not feeling that either. No.
Yeah. So you was gonna force yourself. No.
And you have to recognize these, how you say, you have to recognize these things early on when it comes to aggression in a man. Like, watch how they lose their temper. Anytime, like my ex-husband, I remember, he used to lose his temper where he was foaming at the mouth, and you know how snot come out of your nose?
Yeah.
He got snot out of his nose. He was foaming. I was like, oh shit! I ain't never experienced nothing like this in my life. This was something for me to learn from, because I was like, what? I said, yo, dude, hold, whoa! You're gonna get a heart attack. Robert, his name was. Calming that. Where did that come from? It's not that serious. Calm down.
Right.
You know what? You can get your point across, saying it calmly, just the same way as you are freaking out over here, dude. What's up?
That's true.
That blew me away. I never saw nothing like it, Teresa. You know I've never dealt with craziness like that.
Yeah. But Teresa,
I ain't never told her about no man going crazy like that. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
it's like when me and you conversate, I always tell you, a person tell you about themselves when you meet them. You just got to look for the signs.
Absolutely. Maya Angelou. That's it. People will tell you who they are. You just got to be listening.
You just got to be listening. Pay attention. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Pay attention. They tell you exactly who they are most of the time. But people hide it. And they pretend to be what they never intend to be. But you got to look past that.
Yes. They will. Things will seep out about them. You will see who they are. You just got to pay attention.
There was somebody that I liked a lot. I liked him a lot. And we got along really good. The chemistry was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And we went on a couple of dates or whatever the case may be. And but I noticed right away that he was very judgmental. He said if I wore something, or I sent him a picture one time, fully clothed, of course. And he was like, are those fishnets? And I was like, yeah. He was like, fishnets played out. Who are you to tell me what to wear? Okay?
Right.
Who are you? Okay? So it's those little subtle things that bother me. He was like, oh, I'll tell you all about fashion. You gonna tell me about my fashion? No, you can tell me what's hot, okay? And may not be for me. Okay, because I don't follow the trends. I create my own trend. Okay, and so that bothered me about him. But I liked him so much, I sort of like overlooked it and said I'll deal with that later. But naturally it didn't work out between us because we're gonna butt head on. If that's something we button heads on, we're gonna butt heads on a lot of other things.